a member of the Armed Services and Oversight Committees. Congressman, thanks for joining us. Our Jake Tapper is learning that at least 140 House Republicans are expected to join this effort to challenge the election during next week's joint session of Congress. I'm hearing about perhaps a handful of Republican senators over in the Senate. What's your response to hearing that so many of your fellow members of Congress may be getting on board with this effort?
Well, Jim, I'm unfortunately hearing the same thing. My response is to listen to Senator Ben Sasse, a Republican, who says this is playing with fire. I don't understand how you can be a conservative who believes in preserving American institutions, preserving our constitutional system, and vote to override a Democratic result. It's really hurting our institutions. And the irony here is, Jim, the very people who are voting to say the election is illegitimate are there in the House or the Senate by the same election process. So how can you say the president is illegitimate, but say that your own election is legitimate?
And have you spoken to any of your Republican colleagues about this attempt to overturn the will of the American people?
You know, I haven't on this topic. I have good relations with a lot of Republican colleagues. I've worked on them with bills, but when it comes to this topic, they're reticent. And here's the unfortunate thing, Jim. Some thought that when Trump lost, maybe we would move on in this country and have a new political era. What this is showing is Trump's shadow is still very large on the Republican Party. I have not seen any independence when it comes to Donald Trump, and it's a topic that is fairly taboo in the halls of Congress. Republicans just don't want to talk about issues that involve Trump for fear that he would tweet something out.
And, you know, there's this just sad, unfortunate underbelly of politics here in Washington. And Senator Hawley, I think, is reflecting some of this. He's fundraising off of this effort to overturn the election. We can put that email up on screen again. It's shameful to look at. I don't know how else you can describe it. You're talking about overturning the election one day, and then you're raising money off of it the next day. It's just a stunt, obviously, it seems at this point, to make money. How do you view this? And is there an unfortunate commentary here in that the reason why he's doing it is because it works, because it makes money, it raises money?
It's sad. And Senator Hawley knows better. I mean, he's a highly educated lawyer. He studied the Constitution. So this is pure opportunism. I mean, he's making a calculated bet that if he wants to run for president, he needs the Trump base. And he's basically pandering to try to secure the votes of that base. I don't think it's going to work, because I think at some point this country is going to say, we want Republicans or Democrats or straight shooters who are going to help bring this country together. We're not just going to say things to get viral tweets or fundraising, but we have a divisive conversation. The country is polarized, as polarized as it's ever been in my lifetime. And it's going to be a huge challenge for President Biden in how he tries to stitch us back together.